Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're able to get out and fish, catch some big ones. If you're like me, stuck in the Northeast, and you're in the house with cabin fever setting in, but there's still plenty to do to get ready for the season. I've got some new crankbaits in. I'm going to share with you. I just got in. I got a couple of them in last week and the week before. They've been trickling in, but I definitely wanted to share them with you. I think that they're going to help you catch more fish this season. You know, a lot of talk is always on square bills, and really nobody ever talks about mid-depth cranks, and they are fish catchers, and definitely should be included in your arsenal when you get out on the water this year. Gancraft has got a new release. I want to say it's the Arytron or Arytron. It's a beautiful little crankbait. It's a little 63M. Let the cameras focus in on that. You can see that. I mean, it's just a beautiful crankbait. It's a mid-depth. You're looking around 6'5", depending on your line size, and of course how long your cast is. But baits like these round bill mid-depth crankbaits are straight up killers year round. When you are on the water and everybody's targeting shallow cover with square bills, which I do as well. I mean, they have a place. You've got to have them on board. You got to have them in your arsenal to stay productive. But you can ease out into that, that 5 to 8 foot depth range and catch fish that people are pretty much standing on top of. It's under their feet. And of course, it's good to get out and look and try to find you some cover out there, whether it's brush piles or laydowns or rock or whatnot. But even though that's a given, that depth zone is usually loaded on that pre-spawn, especially depending on where you're at in the country. But as fish start moving into points that are close to spawning grounds, you can usually catch them in that depth zone with these mid-depth runners like that Gancraft. Here's one from Imakatsu. This has been around for a while. They got some new models that I haven't seen before. The IS-100. This is another killer. It's a little bit bigger body. It's got a little bit different shape to the bill. As you can see, it's a traditional round bill. I'll let you see it compared to this Gancraft. Let that camera zoom in on that. The Gancraft's got more, comes down to a pointy bill. It's going to cut through water a little bit different, a little bit quicker. It's probably going to get down to depth a little bit faster, and of course it's going to have a different vibration and will coming through the water. But these IS-100s, I mean, I like to call these shad-shaped crankbaits. They're not your typical square bills that are bulbous. Like your Lucky Crafts, like your 1.5s and your 2.5s and whatnot. Which these are just, these are straight up workhorses. These are great. These are great baits. Don't get me wrong. But then mid-depth shad-shaped baits, of course, mega bass, the 1x1s, another great bait that catches a lot of fish. One that a lot of people don't talk about, I almost hate to share it, but these X-Dads from Mega Bass. These are, they've got that streamlined shape, and they've got a long bill. You can get down to that 6 foot range comfortably with the correct line size and whatnot. But you can see they've got, you know, they're a crawfish pattern, kind of like the old Rebels. You remember the old Rebels? I like them. They've got these little feelers here, and the front hook is just a double hook, so you avoid a lot of snags with this bait. It's got a nice build on it, and these will suspend in the right water temp, depending on your water temp. But these are an overlooked bait for pre-spawn cranking regardless. These right here can catch them on rock. You get around some riprap banks and some rock, you can catch them on this bait because you can reel and kill. You just let it sit in their face. It's got that nice profile. It looks like a crawfish. They have nice wiggle to them, nice action to them. Yeah, these should be on your radar, guys. If you wasn't familiar with these or didn't know about these I don't know if they make these anymore. I haven't seen them in a while. I'm not sure. I don't think they do, the X-Dads, but they are. You can find them all over eBay. They're always on there. If you look for them, you can find them. They've got a lot of different colors to match, you know, different water clarities and whatnot. I mean, look at that. It's just an awesome bait, guys. It gets down to depth really quick. They're very fast, so you know, I'll throw these on that flat side special from Megabass, and I'll go with a 5.5 reel gear ratio. I've got some Tatula 5.5s that I like a lot. That way I'm not, if I'm not careful myself personally, I'll overwork baits because I'm a power fisherman. I want to, you know, I want to fish. I want to cast and reel, cast and reel. Sometimes you just have to slow down. And a good way to do that is just getting a slower gear ratio, because you can't slow down them faster. Them 7 to 9s, 8 to 1s, and the gear ratios that's similar. You can't slow them down enough. They gobble up too much line. Jackal is, I'm sure you guys are familiar with this bait. Jackal is coming out with their Bling series again. I'm starting to see them pop up. I still have some of the older models, but that right there, guys, this, you know, it's a shad shape. It's just more of a square bill. But that bait right there has caught more fish. It's pretty much what you would call a flat side. But I want to throw that in there in case you didn't know. These Bling 55s are starting to show up again. On eBay and certain sites. If you look for them, you can find them. Evergreen has come out with some new crankbaits. These really caught my eye. I'm really excited about these. These will get tied on. This is going to be for when you're looking for that bigger bite. This is the X Over from Evergreen. Still shad shaped, but much larger, as you can see. Much larger profile will get you a bigger bite. Of course, smaller fish will hit a bait this size as well. But this is a beautiful bait. See that lip on it? It's a little, it's not square bill. It's not necessarily a mid depth. It's kind of a in between. It's a little exaggerated, as you can see. It comes out. It's going to give a nice little swimming action to it. I haven't thrown these yet, but I can guarantee you that these are going to get some time on the water. The X Over from Evergreen. Evergreen's got some awesome baits, guys, and we all know about their jackhammers. And you know, I believe everybody owns jackhammer and has caught fish on them. This is another one, another X Over, more of a clear water bait. This will be more for your clearer water. That's why I got this color. And this one I'm going to go with a little bit more stained water. It's got more of a matte finish to it. So this will show up a little bit better. Real excited about these baits. I believe they're, I want to say they're 5/8. Maybe a little bit more. As you can see, just compared to, let's see, compared to that mega bass, you can see there's a stark difference in the size of those. I'm really excited about throwing this bait because it's really it's a flat side. It's not wide at all, as you can see. So this is going to be a colder water killer right here. This is going to do well, and I'll keep you updated, guys, when I hit the water here in what we got, about 3.5 weeks. Good Lord willing, I'm going to do like I mentioned before, a tournament vlog and I'm going to do some practice footage and stuff. I'll show the action on these guys and let you see what they look like in the water and my thoughts on them. Probably going to throw that on the Mega Bass Mad Bull though, for the weight, just to help out with the weight. These shad style or shad shaped mid-depth running crankbaits are a must. If you don't have them, you're missing a bite in that deeper, that deeper water column. That let's just call it 6 foot. Usually we're up there cranking them square bills in the 3 foot. Maybe you can get to 5 depending on the model. But these mid-depth runners are a must. Let me show you a couple more models that you may want to look into that'll help you catch fish that I've done well on. They've been around for ages. Life of a tackle junkie, I tell you guys. It's a never-ending story. Alright, this is the Imakatsu. This is the Do No Shad, okay? Kasumidesign has another model out, and I'll show it to you probably in another video. It's in another box. But what you got is, you got a shad-shaped bait, okay? It's got a very nice profile. It's got that size that we can get bit by, bigger fish as well as limit fillers. So, but on the chin, as you can see, it's got a little blade. Let that zoom in on that. You'll see a lot of baits that'll come out, they'll have that blade on the hook, but this is independent. There's actually a swivel built inside that crankbait. It's right here that holds that blade. And I have seen these baits do well when it's raining. Dirty water or clear water, when it's raining, everybody's throwing these mid-depth runners like the IS 100s. Take a bait with a blade and you can catch a few more fish. Not to say that the ones that have the blades on the hook, those will catch fish as well. I like these a little bit better. They're independent, so they don't get in the way as much. Ray Japan has, a lot of people don't fish Ray Japan hard baits. I don't know why, if it's availability or what, but they're mid-depth crankers, mid-depth crankbaits like this one are absolutely killers, guys. Absolute killers. They have awesome paint jobs. You can see the lip, how it's not necessarily straight. It's got that curve to it. It gives them a nice swimming action as compared to the IS. You can see how much thinner that IS 100 is. So this is going to have a little bit more wobble to it. About the same shape as far as the body style. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to hold it where you can see it. But they're a little bit more bulbous. As these are flat, these have a little bit more shape to the body. So they're going to give off a little bit more vibration, a little bit more wiggle. These are good when fish are a little more aggressive or you're trying to get a reaction bite. Let me let you check out the lip on this, what makes these unique to other mid-depth cranks. As you can see, I'm gonna let that camera, you see where the line tie is? It's shouldered right there. So you can see that it's got a hump right there. And what that does is that catches water and gives this bait a whole different action than a lot of other crankbaits like this. It's them small details like that that makes baits like these catch more fish. It's just that simple. They have a different vibration, they have a different wiggle, and sometimes when you're especially tournament fishing, or if you're just weekend fun fishing, everybody's throwing the the usual crankbaits. You can come by with a bait like this mid-depth crankbait from Raid with a chin on it like this, with the lip design, and catch more fish. As the same as you could with the Duno shad from Imakatsu and Kasumidesign. Same thing. Just them slight differences. To you and me, these are both shad style crankbaits, but to a fish, that blade makes that a whole different animal. Yes, it's a crankbait, but to them, this is a whole different bait, a whole different profile coming through. And at times that'll get you bit, and that goes for square bills as well. Kasumidesign has some beat gangs out. It's a little square bill. Look at that. Just like that Imakatsu, which that is them Duno shads or Imakatsu Kasumidesign collaborations. It's got the chin on it right there, where the swivel is made inside of it. So you've got a nice little square bill, plus it's got a blade on the back end. There's just times that baits like these, they just produce better. It's just that little added extra. And that can go down to, taking a regular square bill and doing something different with your retrieve, using different line size, all that comes into play. So you can take, two crankbaits that are similar in design, but you can get more bites than the next gentleman because you're doing something different, or you're fishing something as simple as just a bait with a blade on it. It's a simple thing sometimes, and that's why I love JDM Tackle. They have great ideas and stuff that works. Another Kasumidesign crankbait, I've showed this before. This is like an old school man's -1. But with the added blade. So you can see how the lip is pointing straight down. You're not going to get much depth with that. You're going to get a nice wide wiggle, but they've added that little blade on there. This right here, guys, over grass beds, maybe it tops out 18 inches from the water surface, or if you're going down a bank in really shallow water, they're up in that 1 foot zone, which they do a lot. A bait coming through there like this, or a good stop and go retrieve. Absolutely. This is the inside bowl lip from Kasumidesign. I've showed this before, but this is an awesome bait, one that you should look into. It's simple things, guys, that a lot of times it gets you bit, but don't overlook these mid-depth crankbaits. There's just something about them. A lot of people don't fish them. I do. I have a lot of buddies that fish them. These mega bass baits, they're awesome. They're awesome as well. The 1x1s, the Deep X 100s and 200s, shad style baits, shad shaped crankbaits that absolutely get bit. Something to think about when you're getting your tackle ready this year. Not like my buddies Griff and Xavier. They're out there in Arizona. They're able to get out there and go fishing already. We gotta wait a little bit longer, but that's okay. Gives more time to buy more tackle and get ready for the upcoming season. A little short video, guys. I've got some new baits that are coming in though here in the next few days. I believe they'll be here by this weekend, and I'm gonna share them with you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, or you can message me on Instagram. Got a giveaway coming as well. I wanted to reiterate that there's a giveaway coming, I would say by the middle of February. So other than that, guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're able to get out and catch some fish. God bless and tight lines, my friends.